I'm Kishai Chad, and let's queer up technology. GLAAD AI report warns bias and lack of representation threaten LGBTQ plus safety. GLAAD has published its comprehensive report, Build for Everyone, a framework for LGBTQ representation and safety in AI, issuing an urgent call to action for artificial intelligence developers. The report highlights that foundational AI models, which power search engines, chatbots, and automated content moderation, frequently rely on biased training data that silences LGBTQ plus voices, surfaces harmful medical misinformation, or wrongfully flags affirming content as inappropriate. According to survey data cited in the report, 73% of LGBTQ plus adults express deep concern over AI-driven misinformation, while 89% of transgender adults report anxiety regarding algorithmic bias. As AI transitions from simple chatbots into autonomous agents that process real-world applicants in employment, finance, and healthcare, GLAAD warns that unaddressed bias could automate discrimination at scale. Emphasizing the stakes for tech leadership, GLAAD President and CEO Sarah Kate Ellis wrote, quote, "When AI systems are trained on data that wrongfully positions LGBTQ lives as fringe or issues of equal rights as controversial, this threatens our health, safety, civil rights, and legal recognition. If AI fails LGBTQ people, it fails everyone," unquote. The report makes these recommendations. 1. Fix the foundation. Ensure accurate, inclusive LGBTQ representation in training data and alignment protocols. 2. Don't automate discrimination. Future-proof agentic AI to ensure autonomous agents do not worsen or reinforce inequality. 3. Maintain human oversight. Moderate harmful content without silencing legitimate expression. 4. Respect privacy data. Enforce privacy by design to stop invasive tracking and profiling. 5. Engage civil society. Build collaborative partnerships for transparency and accountability with subject matter experts. So, as a very vocal non-fan of AI, I appreciate this story because it is obviously confirmation bias for me, but I am a big believer in having autonomy. I really believe in consent, and I really believe in privacy. And my concern with AI is that it's not regulated. I'm constantly seeing images, especially on the internet, in videos of people saying things and doing things that did not happen. Mm-hmm. And it builds a false sense of reality. And AI is so interwoven and built into our technology that people are constantly questioning if certain things are real, what's not. What's really concerning me too is if we go down this road, how much further will it go? And when do we decide it's an end? And hearing about what Palantir is doing and what data centers are doing, when does it stop?
It's a huge problem, not just for LGBT, but for just in general conversations by a few people that are in power, which is where we are in this world right now, and them setting the standards that we are supposed to live by and them giving out false information. I mean, Meta is a perfect example. With all the quote-unquote safeguards, there's things that get out that are not true, not accurate. And you see all the videos. Mitch McConnell's still alive. Oh, I think I saw him water skiing in a meme the other day. Right. I mean, like, they have taken that and just gone with it, and it's just nonsense. And yet people are believing it. So I don't know how you, and this comes also as bias. How do you get what we consider the right person in charge that has the money behind it to be able to make these changes? Right. You know, do we have somebody who's wealthy enough in the LGBT community that can equal the strength of the money that's currently in the Republican Party that's setting these rules? I mean, there's been several things lately where it was decided one way, and then all this money came in from a specialized group, and despite how it was going to help, say, the state of Florida in water management, the opposite happened only because big money went in and bought it out. Yeah. So, like, where do you start with this, and how do you find that person that's going to start their own Facebook or their own,
And you see it actively weaponized on Truth Social by one person in particular.
Exactly.
The owner of Truth Social, as it happens. Where it just...
Who is he?
Who is that? I forget. I won't speak that name.
Yeah,
I don't know her.
Voldemort's, but and then also I've personally been victimized by things that I'll be trying to do, and it does flag it as like maybe I think the word was Sodom, and I'm talking about the goddamn city of Sodom, but it was flagged like it was an insult or abusive or whatever. It's a place, and I'm trying to talk about a place, but that's flagged. But meanwhile, anything about rifles or
it's not flagged.
Yeah. And to go back to another point, we are in an age of media mistrust. I don't think the infiltration of AI is really helping the case. I think a lot of people are already getting their information from like their WhatsApp warriors and their Meta people and Instagram and TikTok. There's so many things that are put out there that look real and people take it as fact.
Yeah.
And that troubles me. But also, especially with receiving news about as it relates to voting, seeing fake stories
and it's ubiquitous. It is everywhere, and we're pretty smart. Like we do important things, and we have to read and study and pay attention. But there's a lot of people. I was actually trolled the other day because I was saying something like a true thing, like just a normal thing that anyone would know, and this troll was like, if you just keep listening to CNN and some other thing, you're just always going to be wrong. Like you're brainwashed, blah blah blah. And so I just listed like the first dozen news sources that I refer to daily, like BBC and NPR, and like Washington Post, like things that you would So all of them fake news, every single one. Not one of them was legitimate. Now, meanwhile, he has not mentioned wherever he's getting his news, but his is correct. And this library of news sources, all fake. This is not just one crazy guy.
Oh,
that is probably 30% of this country.
Right.
Conspiracy theory.
And you need another Obama, someone in office that can tell the truth, so people will hear it. And although there'll be other facts, but we've got the person in charge affirming that it's fake news, attacking the New York Times or the Washington Post or anything that doesn't say something positive about him as fake news. Because before his first election, I never heard the term fake news.
Because
it didn't exist.
Or alternate facts.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that was like are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And yes, things have always been biased one way or the other to some degree, and that's understood. But this should be
not just made out of whole cloth.
Story.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And he's progressed from the Sharpie days. Like now he would just have someone create a video of, a bomb landing on Iran or whatever.
Right.
And people would say, oh, look, we did that.
Right. We destroyed all their nuclear weapons, and then we had to go in and
then we had
start a war.
Right? Which we've won about 1,000 times already.
Oh my God, we won big time.
I actually have a question for you all. Seeing as though we have the primary on the August 18th and the general on November 3rd, would it incentivize you to vote for a candidate that not only is pledging to enact some sort of policy around the regulation of AI? Like, is this something that would entice you to vote for a candidate? Or do you think once we get control of the House and or the Senate again, do you think that they'll implement policies or bills to create regulation? Because they're supposed to create checks and balances.
Well, what we have now and have had for a while is that we have a center right and a far right. We haven't had a left in decades. And so the center right and the far right, it's just degrees of corporatization. So if we can actually, and so we have AOC now, and we have Mandami, and we have Bernie, although, who knows how long he'll be with us, but while he's around, he's fighting the good fight. What we need is 100 more of those. I'm not saying get away with the right. I'm not even saying get away with the center, but let's have something to be center of, and right up. So if we can get enough of these thinking and caring people, then I think that's what's going to change conversations and outcomes. Because as long as we have Republican right and Republican on steroids, we don't really have a lot of alternatives. Meanwhile, I'm always voting, and I'm always voting for, the most progressive person possible. But whatever our issue is, until we get an honest left, maybe always a minority, but enough that they can raise voices and raise hell and get noticed, until we have a legitimate left again in politics, not just around the coffee table. That's when things, I think, will get better.
And so to answer your question, it's a issue that would be part of my decision, but there's so many issues out there that I can't say that AI would be the one factor that would cause me to vote for someone or not vote for someone.
On the list, but it wouldn't be the top 4.
Yeah, right.
For me.
Right. Because if the other issues are center or reasonable, that would carry more weight to me to be able to believe that they'll have a conversation. Because I remember the argument about Obama in his first term. He promised to support the LGBT community. He didn't go far enough, and he had to get reelected in order to be able to do those things. And so part of me was like, just give him time. He's shown that he's honorable and he's doing what is just and appears to be just and righteous for everybody, but give him a chance that he can make those things happen, because he's already under attack from day one. That nothing you do is going to pass. We're going to block you at every court. So we go back to this. It's about the Pete Buttigieg who can speak intelligently, can relate to people. He's part of the army. Will he get elected? I don't know, but I certainly support him. They talked this weekend about him, his 2028 possible run, and he's certainly doing enough around to show that.
And we should also learn from our mistakes. Obama, who was, I think, a good president and certainly a good person, but his first 3 or 4 years, he governed like a legislator. He was still acting like a senator. He didn't govern like an executive until his second term. Okay, lesson learned. So if I'm coming in from the state legislature or the Congress, or I'm an ambassador or whatever, I'm in there now. I've got to know what the job is and do it like that. I may be very good at the last job, but this new job.
Right. Yeah. And who you surround yourself with is a big part of it, because
Biden, you should always, no matter what your job is, no matter what your career is or your business, always staff to your weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if the thing you can't do, get somebody who can.
Right, because you can't be an expert in everything, but you're the spokesperson, so you need somebody who's going to be able to guide you.
Scared of competence.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Staff to your weakness. And there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.